beautiful Lena Rodriguez from Down Under. And I have the beautiful Linda G from California. Yay. So thank you, ladies. Gratitude that you guys show up and on my channel to do this. So we have a lot of work to get done. So I like to always catch up. So Lena, what's going on your channel? What do you got going on?
Well, with my channel, I just did one recently and I decided not to put ads on it so I could just say what I wanted to say. And it's called Lena Unchained, if you want to check it out.
I'm going to check that out.
I did let rip, I have to say. So I'm going to do them probably once a month or something, you know, just so you don't have to worry about swearing or what you talk about or anything. It's worth just doing it that way for the freedom. Someone described us all as, what was it? Esoteric journalists. And I think that's what we are.
Beautiful,
beautiful. You don't have to spell it.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Because more and more people, I think, are getting their news, not just from our immediate group, but the straight news is so overwhelming that people want to find out what's going on. So I think we are performing a public function.
Right. I do have people say, Linda, I get the news from you. And
yeah,
it makes me nervous because it makes me have to be very responsible about news, you know.
Yeah, I learned my hard lessons on that one too, because I'd come up with something and I couldn't remember what it was, or I would say it wrong or something. Like, okay,
check, and even on Twitter, you got to double check and check.
Exactly. So that taught me a good lesson.
Yes.
So, Linda, I saw that you did post a video. I haven't had a chance to see it today, but I know that you've been reaching out to other readers and stuff like that you're bringing into the fold. So who did you have today?
The newbies. I got a guy named Andre, who's a astrology alert. He does short videos, but I can, you know, I'm not good with astrology. I'm not versed in the language, but he's very good and he gets to the point. And Jesus, the last video I did with him, I had such a good time. And I asked him back and he said, sure. And he's just kind of, you know, to the point. Like someone had told me they thought, oh my God, Linda, I'm looking at the chart or something and I'm seeing China and Russia getting involved with Trump and they're going to do something horrible. It's just going to be horrible. And he was so cool. He's just very down to earth. He said, Linda, I'm going to tell you something. He's dead right. Why would Russia and China do anything via Trump to sacrifice their own security? Because mess with us. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait to see the giant. Not that we could be all encompassing, but if, as it is, you know, you got Russia with a economy of Rhode Island.
Yeah, people forget how small Russia is. It has this big identity, but yeah, the same economy as, like you said, Rhode Island. I heard Sweden, compared with Sweden, it's only about that level. So because they spend so much on their military with a small economy like that, that's why the average Russian isn't getting much change from $1.
No. But he really, you know, I wasn't worried about it. I told her, I don't feel that at all. And then he sort of addressed that too. But I am going to do something different. Maybe not this month, maybe next month.
Oh no, Linda's coming out of her box.
Another channel and probably non-monetary, but it's going to be cooking.
Oh, why not?
I'm going to show the meals like my mother used to cook, the comfort food. Now, this isn't for somebody who wants to lose weight. Oh, hell.
I'm not interested in losing weight, but I am interested in cooking.
And I thought I could get some of the other sidekicks to submit a recipe and we could do it on, you know, at my kitchen and just have fun with it.
Oh, that's hilarious. What a great idea.
So Linda in the kitchen. I don't know what I'm going to name, but it'll just be one for people who are interested in cooking.
Oh my gosh, I've watched that. You know, I'm a Southern cooker. My mother was from Texas. My mother, my father was from Texas, and my 2 older sisters were born in Texas. So I'm a Southern cooker. That's what I was taught. The cornbread, the green beans, the black-eyed peas for New Year's Eve, you know, all of that stuff. So that's enjoyable.
Well, my grandma was from Mississippi, and she made cornbread in an iron skillet. She used to also make a pineapple upside down cake in an iron skillet.
Yeah, I've done both of those. It's beautiful.
Grandma was the best. Oh my God, come Thanksgiving, if I have this channel up and running, I'm going to show you guys some of the best cornbread dressing. And I worked with a nurse from West Virginia, and I have yet to find any better gravy and biscuits.
Oh, okay.
Sausage, gravy, and biscuits. And she taught me how, and I'm going to teach y'all how to make some good. I've gone to Texas. I've gone to Tennessee. I've gone to Missouri. I can get some good grits, but I can't get a good gravy. So we'll see. Of course, the fatter it is, the more I like it.
I know. Well, so do you do, go ahead, Lena, go ahead.
I was going to say that's what makes it gorgeous, the real butter, the real cream.
I don't use margarine, but we were raised on margarine. Of course, now I realize that's because it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I use the real mayonnaise, the real butter, all of that. Now I have to ask, Linda, were you taught to do sweet cornbread or savory cornbread?
Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Same here. Yeah.
Sweet.
We always put a little bit of sugar in there. And also for your spaghetti sauce, do you put sweet in it or not?
A little sugar, a little vinegar too. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the sauce. Italians will be rolling in their graves.
The secrets. My mother was a fabulous cook, and she never had any money because they were on a farm and, you know, floods and fires and stuff. She said, I can make a meal from floorboards. The secret's in the sauce. And she was the queen of these sauces.
Oh my God, you guys. Hey, listen, when I was living in this little house that I rented, and I loved it, it looked at an estate. It was beautiful. It was just a small house, but it's what I could afford with them, 2 kids. Just adorable little boys. And one time one of their little friends came over. He always was pulling his pants up, you know, because they were always too big. And I would had them all at the table and make them some lunch. You know, when they came to Jacob's mom's house, they always got fed. And the little boy said, gee, Linda, your food is so good. My mom can make food just like this when we have money.
Oh, isn't it sad?
So his mom wanted to know why he came home with a whole turkey.
Right. Because Linda says, oh, what? No. Nobody is starving in my house.
Sweetheart. Here's a whole turkey for you.
Exactly. I always say that too. It's like, if you leave my house hungry, that's your fault.
That's right. There you go.
You can have whatever you want.
My friend from West Virginia, when we would make the biscuits and gravy, she always had green onion, sliced tomatoes, and beans.
Oh, yum.
And I noticed when I was in Edinburgh, they served their eggs like with beans, blood pudding.
Yeah.
I didn't like the eggs in Scotland. They had a weird taste to them.
Yeah.
I wonder what they feed their chickens.
Yeah, that's right.
Based on all those drunk Scotsmen, I hate to think.
Probably beer. Yeah. Probably beer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would totally enjoy that, Linda, for sure.
Okay.
And I would be more than happy to join you with that as well, because I am an avid cooker. I am the kind like you. I don't measure much of anything. And when I do have to measure, I get kind of frustrated. I'm like, all right. Okay.
But if you're going to do a cooking show, you can't assume people can understand. You got to just do it.
This is true.
When I first, I'll say, get married, we were actually partners, and my Pacific Islander mother-in-law, who cooked for 20 people every day and every night.
What kind of food did she cook?
Lots. Never mind what. It was volume. She was a good cook, but one recipe, and it was these braised chops baked in the oven. It was sensational. And I said, Mum, please give me the recipe. And she said, okay, you do this and you do that, and then you go to sleep for 2 hours. That was part of the recipe.
My God.
That's the secret. You got to have that 2-hour sleep.
This is the important ingredient, the nap.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. That was fabulous. So let's start some readings. All right. So what we have here is the first one up is it's not about the vaccine anymore. Let's see why it's not, because it has nothing. It's not about the vaccine anymore because it's FDA approved, and all of a sudden they're moving the goalposts. You know, it's either whatever it is, they always have a reason not to take it. It doesn't matter. It could be the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody's proof that everything's going well, and they'll still find a reason not to take it. So it's not about the vaccine anymore. Let's read and see what is it really about.
What's stopping people having it really?
What is it?
And who approved it? The FDA approved the Pfizer, and I heard Moderna will be out next week.
Yeah, I actually, my daughter took the Moderna and I took the Pfizer. And the Pfizer, I had no problems with the Pfizer whatsoever. It was completely I had no symptoms now, but my daughter, she got with the other one, she got just a welt on her arm. It kind of came up and then it went away. So that was the only thing that happened with her. But both of them seemed very well. They did very well.
So what is exactly the question?
Exactly the question is not with the Trump supporters and everybody, the anti-vaxxers, I should say, it's not about the vaccine anymore. And what is it really about?
Okay.
That they hate the damn libs.
Yeah, really.
Well, it's like this. You know, that old saying is when you're mad at somebody, when you're angry and all of that, you're taking in the poison. You're the one that dies, not them. This is what they're. This is their. It's like you're sacrificing your health, your safety, for anger.
I'm going to tell you something on the news the other day. Talking to people, to Trumpsters about Afghanistan, and all of them were very, very upset about how Biden did this and those poor Afghan people. Dear God, blah, blah, blah. So by the way, do you mind them coming to the United States? No, because there'll be a bunch of Democrats. There's one woman that actually cried thinking about the poor Afghan children. And when he mentioned, what do you think about bringing them here to the United States? Well, gee, I don't know. I think I need more information on that.
Yeah, they want to have sympathy or fake sympathy for them, but yet they will not, if they have to be faced with the fact that they have to then now help them, right? Then it's like no. I'll have sympathy for them over there, but don't bring them here till I have to help.
Right. Well, like Andre says, our chart here in the United States is exactly what it was during the Civil War.
Yeah.
So there's nothing but anger and hate. Think about all the men that died, young boys that died. So these Southern white men could have their cake and eat it too. It's just horrible. But there was a lot of white men, including my favorite Ulysses S. Grant, as well as President Lincoln, who were against what they were doing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what Lincoln said. There's a lot of people that could do those jobs that the blacks are doing. Why don't you let everybody join in and pay them a good wage, pay them a decent wage? They didn't want to pay them. They wanted to just enslave them.
Okay, I've got mine ready. Will I go ahead?
Go for it. Yeah,
go.
Yeah. Here, the sword of truth, which is vaccines are safe and we need them if we're going to ever get back to or go forward, we need it, crossed by the fool. Right, so then, in other words, they're not listening to truth. They feel they've been called, you know, this is the thing, Gabriel's trumpets called them. They're the ones who have the secret, real knowledge of this stuff as they see it, you know, right? And they're prepared to fight endlessly. And it would appear sacrifice their own children to this ruthless madness that's going on. But they see that's what's, this is the Four of Wands stable, that's what they're getting off on, is just being opposed to. So they support each other, and they're really getting off on that. This is kind of weird, this card, in that. You know what I mean? This is their house. for stability in a house. This is their house, objecting to it. It's their full-time job now. That's what they do.
Yeah, there was a woman on, did you see her at the school board meeting? And she said, they just want to mask us because I heard they want to get in there and teach Nazism to our kids and then kidnap our kids. She was really, honest to God, thinking she was telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's not to keep bringing up Andre, but he said, you know, we're in a point right now, something Pluto and Neptune or something, but we're all delusional. And you know who has the delusional cards the most is Trump.
Yeah. I agree.
What did you get, gals?
What did you get, Linda?
Oh, I got actually, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, you know, we're adding injections as we speak, a lot more injections.
They are.
The thing is, they haven't approved the children yet. So that's your problem, is your youth.
Yeah.
But I see, and I was talking with Andre again today, but I see this almost ending towards the end of the year, where it's gotten to a plateau.
Yeah.
And I see that children will be able to, because it's showing celebration and good news. So, you know, we either are getting more of that drug out there that prevents people from being hospitalized, and or more people are taking the injection. But it's a gathering, and yes, the karmic star is
very positive.
So it's not doom and gloom. It's actually, it's going to work out. Okay. What'd you get?
Well, you know, I kind of tapped into the reason why they keep on railing against it. And it talks about that creative, that heart, the romance, the love for either their party or Trump or whatever. And they're tied up. They can't go backwards. You ever heard of that one saying is that do you rather want to be happy, or do you want to be right?
Oh, yeah.
This is their ideal. Like they have to be right. They have to be right. So they have to keep on telling themselves that COVID is not real. They have to keep on telling them that it's not that bad. Even if I get it, I'm pretty healthy. I'm going to still make it. It's not, you know, all of this stuff, and the masks don't work. So that's the most information that comes out from them. And the vaccine doesn't work. This, that, and the other. So they rather be right. They're trying to really, really prove that they're right, because they cannot handle being tied up and being embarrassed. So that was kind of that emotional love for that being right. I also have a high priestess though, but the high priestess comes in and teaches them a lesson. Like how many people and how many Republican leaders or how many non-maskers or anti-vaxxers are you going to lose before you get this lesson? Because the Queen of Cups, that mature woman, is speaking to them clearly. Like you guys think that you're right, but you're not. And by the actions, by the COVID, by the dying and the death. So we also have the Three of Cups, the celebration, and the practical mother. So the celebration, I think you were right when you talked about the vaccination coming out for the children. And is pushing for that. I don't know if it's in their thinking like they want their children to be vaccinated, or they're really, really wondering if sacrificing their own children is really going to be something that they can handle or do. It's almost like they don't have to deal with that answer. They don't have to deal with that question because they don't have a vaccine for a child right now. They can be asses for you know, as much as they want. But once that vaccine for children comes up, now they have to have a real conversation with their mother, with who they are inside for their own children. Because I do see the intelligence of it and the wishes fulfilled. We do get the vaccine for the children. And when I picked up these cards, we get the vaccine probably in November or December. I think that is the reason why we start having that tick to get over that hump. That in November or December, we finally get an approved vaccine for children, and they have to now look at their own humanity, what they're going to do with their own children, because they're going to have enough children by that time that are getting more and more sick. It's like, are you really going to put your children out there? Are you really going to do that? So they really want to just be right. They want to prove that we are wrong. That's one of their main goals. Is that's the sickness. You know, every one of us has that. Do you want to be happy, or do you want to be right? And I'm like, I want to be happy. I could care less if I'm right. You know?
Yeah.
That's what the biggest problem is they have to make us wrong.
Sorry, that's my dogs going in and out.
We can't hear them. They're good.
Okay.
So, all right. So the next one up is Satan.
Is Satan?
The Satan. So
His numbers are going down. Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
I really want to know. I want to know. So we kind of know what he's doing and where he's at, and he's off away from Florida. You know, he's keeping himself safe. You know.
Oh, is he away from Florida?
Oh yeah, he has not been in Florida probably in the last month. He's off to Vegas. He's off to do all these things. They show where he's at. He's off meeting big people. He's off at Congress. He's not even in Florida as much as they want. Either is Gates. Gates hasn't been back to his own district in probably 2 months, like almost the whole summer. And his district is also getting really upset. Like, you're doing all this, but you haven't even come back to talk to us. So they're all out of Florida. And so DeSatan is, I want to know what Florida and the people in Florida and what they're thinking about him right now. What is the temperature of the Florida people?
Yeah. Okay.
What are they thinking of DeSatan right now?
Yeah, what are they, it's like, even the staunchest Republican, are they?
Another DeSatan is that gnome woman.
Yeah, she's
ugly like him too. The governor of South Dakota.
Oh, yes. They have major problems now because they had
it tripled their numbers.
Because of Sturgis. And then did you hear that they also arrested 9 men for sex trafficking at Sturgis as they were going up there? They've been talking about all of the indigenous women being taken and missing up there, and they think it has a lot to do with being in the connection between the Sturgis and the 9 people that every year they arrest somebody for sex trafficking as they are traveling up to Sturgis through this entity, and they're thinking this is where the most of the women are being taken, is when Sturgis gets up there. And
oh,
true facts.
We should read on that next.
Yeah.
Okay, DeSantis.
DeSantis star is falling.
Wait. We gotta be nice.
Well, that's not bad. And what Florida thinks of him is he's too much nonsense, and he will be cut out.
Yeah,
like a bad sword.
Well, I've got he's behaving like a child, apart from all his other bad behaviors, just not getting it. People resent. These are 2 cards of the good life, if you like. So, they resent, like you say, he's out of the state and this and that. He's living his life, happily. But here's the kickers. Like Linda, I got the star, and in this case, across it, the tower. Talk about his star falling.
Yeah.
We won't have to worry about him much.
No,
longer.
I feel like he's a goner.
He might even go before his time's up.
Now, I would like to read on that, because a lot of people say, well, he can't be recalled. Florida doesn't have any laws that they can recall a governor.
But he ends in 2024?
2022, he's up for re-election.
Oh, he'll probably make it till then. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll make it till then.
Yeah, so that was the curiosity as well, because you know how Newsom, they asking for a recall or whatever. They don't have those type of things set in motion for Florida.
I'm wondering if DeSantis, sorry to jump in again, I'm just getting this vibe he's not there. He might not actually run. Like, he'll keep going with the wah-wah right until then, but he might not run knowing he's going to.
I think when I threw on this before, I almost had a feeling that he thought he could run for president.
Yeah.
I think he was thinking that right until now.
He may, but he won't win.
No. But
he's had his eye on the presidency for quite some. In fact, I think his wife has had her eye on the presidency more than DeSantis. I think his wife is the one, and nice, funny. Then the thing about that is Cassandra Waterabondita, her and I also did a reading together that also brought that information out, that his wife is really involved.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, I think all this bad behavior, it's sabotaging any chance he could even have the fantasy of being president. I think he's probably gone to bed with that dream every night since he was 12, but this has done him in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a kept man. I've gotten that over and over again, that he is a kept man. His actions are only based on somebody else is the reason for it, right? He doesn't do any. Yeah, he's a kept man. I also got the 8 of Wands with that fast movement and activity, quick action, that the Hermit, I mean the High Priestess. So the sensibility, the mystery about him. I think that the mystery and the fast movement is we're going to start hearing some really bad stuff about him. I think where we're going to, because we also have the defending he's going to defend himself. But he's going to get into defending, and he also has the Ace of Cups, and he's going to be angry about it. He's going to be angry that he has to defend himself, and he has to kind of go back into the hole. The Hermit shows up, and then the Chariot, like moving forward. So he has some sort of legal something is coming his way. I also have the Queen of Swords. That means that lawyer, that woman, that lawyer, and then the inspiration meaning all of the documents, all of the inspiration, all of the information coming their way. It does look like he's going to have some legal problems his way. Some sort of something is, maybe it is the people who are going to, from Florida, they're going to start suing him for manslaughter or something along that lines, because they can't do that. It's like, you told us that we can't save ourselves. You told us that we can't protect ourselves. So he could be liable for manslaughter, especially if especially a high profile child, dies or something along that lines, or whoever has money or whatever. But it looks like the people are really looking for legal action for him. And
there's a woman that just wrote on Twitter that said both her parents died of COVID in Florida, and she's going to hit him up legally or however.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's coming towards them the most.
And not just him. I think that's going to happen in a lot of these states too. But when you first said legal for DeSantis, I heard really clearly COVID funds. I think there'll be another legal challenge when he got federal money for COVID funds. What did he do with it? I just heard that really clearly.
Yeah, I don't think
a lot of that money disappears. They take it for whatever they want.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. All right. So the next up is Sturgis. So let's read. What was the exact question that you were thinking about Sturgis, or the?
Yeah, about the sex trafficking and Sturgis.
And the indigenous women that are up there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it's connected. So let's read on it and see if we can get a connection between the women who are. It ramps up when Sturgis happens. They all start coming in, and then when they're all, they have a lot of women being taken.
I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my God.
Yeah. So there was something. This is completely and 100% conspiracy. I have never seen any facts to this, but there has always been a rumor because of me. I've owned a motorcycle. I've been but there's always been a rumor in that community that that was the only reason why Sturgis happened from the get-go, is because they could do that, and they would all meet up and switch off the children or whatever it was. That's always been an underlying non-provable rumor that we've always heard about. And when we were told not to go to Sturgis, that was a reason why, unless you have a man with you. That's why you very rarely see any single women going up there. They always have the motorcycle men with them.
All right.
That was just a rumor. So
yeah,
that we've always heard about.
Is there a connection? Is there a connection?
I don't ride a bike anymore. I became a grandma, and I thought I want to stay here and be here available for that. So I got rid of my Harley.
Oh, that must have been heartbreaking.
Not really. I think I was over it by the time, I was like, but once you can't have fear on the road. And I think that's what was happening with me. One time we were coming back from New Mexico, and I had swerved like that on it. And I gained some fear in my heart. And I'm like, okay, that's the moment I got to go, because you cannot ride with fear.
No.
That'll get you killed.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Sturgis, is there any truth to these rooms?
That sounds like me before I step on the scale. My heart's pounding, I'm shaking.
You mean you haven't got someone to rig the scales yet, so it's a bit less?
Linda, this is what I say. I have been skinny all of my life. Apparently my 50s and older, I'm going to be thick. Thick it is.
There you go.
I'm not going to worry about it no more. All right. So whoever has their cards laid down, go for it.
How about you, Linda?
Well, I definitely see something major is coming up legally with them. And it involves youth. This is going to be huge. This is going to pop wide open. What they're doing. And they're talking amongst themselves to try to undercut this or something, but I feel like it's going to get dragged into the mud. Vengeance will be happened. That's what I get.
Oh, yeah. Okay, will I go, Sheila?
Yes, go for it. Yeah.
These are doozy cards.
Oh, mine too.
Oh, Jesus. Planning and strategy with the devil. Right. I think this is the women. This is really full on reading.
Horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Things are happening now, finally, very quickly. Justice, Ace of Wands.
Good.
So it's going to go from, I've heard this and what about that? It's suddenly going to be, I think, front and center. It's going to be a thing. But like always involving Indigenous women, it's so complex, as you know, Linda, with these communities and stuff. It's so hard for people to actually speak up about this stuff for a whole range of reasons. But I think it's a new generation coming through, and I think we're going to hear about hundreds.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's just now, the kettle's just being lit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely an attention and a temperature being taken on all of this now. They're paying attention, because normally I look back in so many years, I don't remember ever listening or hearing any arrests for Sturgis, and all of a sudden now we are. But it's been happening for years. That they would get it, that the FBI were on them and watching them and stuff like that. So they've known about it for quite some time.
Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
Yeah.
So what I have here, what I got was the strength of the wands, the strength of their actions. They knew how to do it. They knew the trafficking. They were smart about it. This is what's going on. Strength of their actions in the evil realm of what is going on. So they have been running freely. They know exactly what they're doing, and they have a plan, and they've been doing it for quite some time of the evil. Now what happens is the Page of Swords, spying and mischievous. There's a spy in the camp now. They have placed people in the spy in the camp.
Oh yeah, they probably
right.
An FBI plant.
Correct. So they have they're that word that sounds awful, but they're penetrating their establishment. Because I have a stalemate and indecision. Like they're now trying to figure out who the spy in the camp is.
And that's a risky operation if you're the plant in there.
Correct.
If they find out who you are.
And I got the sun. Like this is really coming out. This is really coming out. And I also have the Queen of Wands, where the women are starting to emerge. And I also have the Knight of Cups, where that following the heart and the romance. And the Knight of Cups is that compassionate realm of the other people who are really going to make sure that this is enlightened, that they stop, and that they get the very last person that's ever been doing this. And I think this is the story coming forward. So yeah, they have a spy in the camp.
Just got a flash from New York Times.
Yeah.
The pandemic is worse now in Florida than ever. The daily average for new cases hit 23,314.
That's there's not going to be a person in Florida anymore that hasn't had COVID.
Or that is unaffected by it, socially as well as medically. Or
lost members or friends.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Good luck getting voted.
Yeah. 20,000 a day, that's 140,000 a week. Every 2 weeks, that's 250,000 people. What?
No.
What? How many people?
New York Times just announced it.
How many people live in Florida?
Yeah, how many million? Can someone let us know?
I don't know. 227 virus deaths are being reported each day. You know what? It's because they got that mono something. That's helping.
Yeah.
But still, all these people being hospitalized, and a lot of them are children.
Did you say 200 a day dead?
227 a day dead.
I can't get my head around that.
Me neither. Good. Well, here's the thing is with
20,271,000 Floridians.
14 mil, was it?
Yeah, Florida population for 2021 is 21.6 million.
21.6 million.
Well, at this rate, everybody's going to get it.
Yeah.
At this rate, literally, there's not going to be anybody in Florida that hasn't been affected by it or gotten it or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just
terrible. My word.
All right. So let's move to another demon from Florida, Matt Gaetz.
Oh, yes.
So what we want to know is, what's the marriage about?
What I want to know is who cuts his hair.
Don't.
Probably that kid. You remember that kid he adopted?
There was something weird with that.
Yeah, I don't believe. Yeah, I think that Gaetz just bats. I think he is greedy, and he does anybody that's in his vicinity.
Yes, really. I know.
So yeah, let's check and see what is
this marriage about?
Yeah, what is the marriage really about? Because her family members refused to show up, apparently, because she didn't have anybody there.
Yes.
And her sister was the one that was on social media talking about how creepy he is.
Yeah.
For real?
For real, yeah. It was her sister that got on there talking about how one of his friends was asking her questions about how old she is and this, that, and the other for Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said, exactly that. He's totally sleazy, not to be trusted.
Yeah, her sister was trashing her future brother-in-law on social media.
And I heard another story where he was furious. This is before she went on media, just her telling other friends and people, and he was furious, and he came to the house and showed his true colors.
What did he do?
Let's leave it at that.
He started screaming and yelling and telling her off.
Yep, he was bad. So the family.
Did she repeat what he said on media? I hope.
I don't know what she did. She came on.
Girlfriend, I would have got that iPhone. Yep. I would have had it in a way where he didn't know I was recording him.
Yeah, exactly. Press that button. But I don't think it was recorded, but she talked about it,
Yep.
Yeah.
How unhinged he came. And so his new wife is her family is very rich as well. She comes from money.
Yeah.
Now my curiosity is, because they reject Matt Gaetz, is she also getting rejected for money? And I thought maybe she did this marriage thing because she's not getting any money from the family anymore.
Well, she wouldn't be getting money if she's with him. They don't trust him.
No.
Yeah.
But what was her motivation to marry him?
Yes.
Let's read on that. Let's read on the whole.
Did you see how tiny his feet are? Hello.
Exactly. That is true. His hands and his feet. I mean, really, what is he got?
That's why he's such a chauvinist. That's why he likes to show other people, congressmen, pictures of nude girls and stuff, because he wants to act like he's something, and he's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what the cards have to say. I had my ideas about it too.
But you know what I just heard is clear as day? So, you know how my guys whisper sometimes. They said because he acts as if he idolizes her.
Mm.
He
and
cares
so that's
about her. Yeah. And he was like,
that.
"Come on, baby, you don't need their money. Come with me."
Yeah.
What did you get? Whoever's laid their cards down, go for it.
Yeah, go, Lena.
Oh, well, I get the wedding card in the middle. Now, with me and the Four of Wands, I always have a bit of a hesitancy about the happy day wedding, because the wands are so huge compared with the people. And when you look closely in the art of the card, for those who are learning tarot, the people who are at the guests at the wedding aren't even looking at the couple. Now, isn't that interesting? Her family didn't go to the wedding.
Well, they probably weren't going to pay for a wedding, which is why they eloped.
Yeah.
Correct.
And they're out in the cold with everybody. Each other, you know what I mean? Like, as a couple, individually, everyone's unhappy with them all. So it's like them. I think she's quite naive, Page of Cups, and he's in a situation, all this stuff keeps coming up that he doesn't want to know about, he doesn't want to deal with, and so he's hiding behind this wedding. And he thinks, to quote Linda, he's all that and a cup of tea. He thinks he's, this totally hugely powerful figure.
Oh, he thinks like Trump, like untouchable.
Yeah, yeah. When in fact he's just a grubby mercenary. So the wedding, I don't know why either of them didn't give me that answer. It sort of just gave me the rundown,
Jesus.
So you might get closer, you guys. What do they think?
Well, I got the Four of Swords, and that's jail. He's contemplating what's going to happen to him in jail, and he looks at appearances. He's working at improving his appearance, so he thinks if he's a happily married man, that's how stupid he is.
Yeah.
Dude, marry this beautiful girl, and it'll look like you like women, not girls. And he just throws the crap at her. Because let me tell you, if they dropped all this and said, well, we don't have enough on him, not guilty, it wouldn't be long before he dropped her.
Oh, no. And also, he might have been able to pull this off 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But he can't now. It's too obvious.
It's too obvious. And then her family refuses. And he's like, never mind, we'll just elope. But they're trying to act like that was special. Yeah. Mom and Daddy didn't come up with the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Yeah, can you imagine being multimillionaires and having to skulk off and get married? You know dang well that every woman dreams of a big, huge wedding.
Yeah.
So there was something amiss there as well. Now, I got something really interesting. My first up was the Hierophant and the Page of Cups. So you're right, that immaturity, immaturity. The higher teachings, like he is manipulating her. The higher teachings, like he's the wise one. She thinks he's the wise one. She thinks that he's the one that has all the answers because she's immaturity and the Hierophant. So there's the relationship right there. However, the High Priestess and the King of Wands shows up, that born leader and that visionary. But the High Priestess starts to notice secrets. She's starting to notice his secrets. She's starting to know his lies. And I also have the King of Wands, that born leader. So she's learning his secrets in his leadership, in his what he's been doing. So this is because this is the last 4 cards kind of gave way. Backstabbing and mature woman. She betrays him somehow. Because I have backstabbing. I have the Ten of Swords, that betrayal, that pain. And I also have the mature woman. It's almost like she comes to her senses and she betrays him somehow. Because I also have the three of Wands, where she has to reconcile with her decisions. And then the Nine of Swords. So again, another betrayal that she has. So somehow, some way, because it's the Queen of Cups, that emotional woman, she betrays him somehow, once she finds out everything that's been going on, or she already knows it, and he's thinking that he can shut her up, or he thinks that he can't handle the fact that if he does get indicted, that the storylines will be his fiance left him. He can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? There's so much. There's not a love card in sight.
No, there's not a love card in sight.
No. And if he thinks
his Twitter post or whatever, he said, "I'm the luckiest man in the world," but took a picture of her with her mouth gaping open. Who does that?
I don't know.
To your new bride.
Nice bride. The most
might turn on him. Here's the thing: she might turn on him just because of that photo.
Exactly. But yeah, there's some sort of betrayal coming.
What possessed him to send that viral?
Because he's a jerk.
He is a jerk. He's a real, what do you call them? Those Animal House guys. Yeah. He might have expensive suits, but he's Animal House.
Somebody told me, I can't remember who it was. They said, "Do you remember who was Katy Perry's first husband, that English guy? What's his name? He had that frizzy dark hair. He's not very good looking, but Katy Perry did a autobiography type film, documentary film, and he was just plain mean to her. He's into Eckhart Tolle now, which is cool. I'm glad he likes Eckhart Tolle. But somebody told me he loved to take pictures of her sleeping and post it. And she wasn't a beautiful, delicate sleeper such as myself.
Yeah, let me pose for my sleeping.
Yeah, no, they were ugly pictures, and people used to think, "Why is he doing that?" Be like if somebody started taking pictures of me eating.
But isn't that creepy? Taking pictures of sleeping people, I think that's creepy.
Egotistical men have to tear down a beautiful woman.
Yes.
They have to beautify her in order for himself to feel
well
good.
It's the guys with the big huge belly that love to talk about how ugly a woman is.
Exactly.
And there they are with their big beer gut,
and 4 teeth missing, and going, she's a slapper,
Yeah, it's like, and how close have you ever gotten to a beautiful woman? All right, so we have
Russell Brand. His name was Russell Brand.
Oh yeah, and he's very smart, but he's weird.
He's weird.
He's seriously.
He was very cruel to her. But she ended up with Orlando Bloom, and they're very happy, and so it always works out. But he's in Eckhart Tolle now. He's even got to interview Eckhart Tolle. I'm going to invite Eckhart Tolle. If he got Eckhart Tolle, I should be able to.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm trying to
Can you imagine poor, sweet, calm Eckhart Tolle with me? I'd be like, "Hey, yo."
Yeah.
So anyways,
I'd watch it. I'd definitely watch it. All right, so we have to do a shout out to Michael Cohen, his birthday. How old is he?
Today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Michael.
Yes, well, so
I actually, because this is a guy who was a very nasty guy. Let's face it.
I take a bullet for Trump.
and all of that. But I believe him, and I'm normally the most cynical old bag on the block, but I actually believe he's turned around, and I hope he doesn't prove me wrong. But I do think he has.
I believe so too.
He's 54 years old.
Oh, so he's just a year older than I.
Yeah, he's 50.
Oh, the babies. We'll read on the babies.
And let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if he gets a pardon down the road where he can get his license back.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. The future.
Okay.
Michael Cohen.
Let's see if he gets
Michael,
his
if
license
you're
back.
watching, this is for you from the gals.
From the gals. Happy birthday. Let's see if he gets his license back.
Yeah.
What did you get?
Remember, I wrote him while he was in jail. And I said, you're going to get out early. This is before COVID. I just want you to know you're going to get out early, because he was asking for us to write him. And I said, and you're going to write a book. Little did I realize he was in the process of writing the book. And the book's going to give you enough money so you can sort yourself out.
Yeah, I do. I have the 9 of Pentacles. I have the 10 of Pentacles. I have the King of Wands and the King of Cups and the Hierophant. I mean, his whole life has changed, and he has strength in the future. And if he wants it back, public recognition, I think he gets it back if he wants it. But I don't know.
Yeah, and there's some legal thing. I think he may get a pardon.
Yeah.
And people are toasting him, and he's back on track. And he won't mess with the license. He gets it back. He's going to be straight up.
And
this is true, but it doesn't feel like he wants it. Go ahead.
In history too, you need those who do throw themselves to their knees and go,
true.
Take it from me, I was the worst of the worst, and I'm now saying this. That's
like
a really important.
Like my guys.
And I get happy days too. And I think what's kept him going is his family. And everyone says that, but often their wives wouldn't, have much time for them or know what they do or anything. But I think he was so ashamed when the stuff came out and stuff and she could have left and taken the kids, but she stayed. And I think that's his absolute anchor. Enormous personal strength. Will tell it how it is. And I think a good chance of a pardon.
Awesome. My guides always say to me that, when I go to get all upset at somebody, remember the law of man is mercy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to show mercy. And with him, I believe it's worth it.
I do too. I see it. And I enjoy him. I like his personality. I love his humor. I really like the guy.
I do.
But I also think he won't forget. Even if he gets a pardon or anything, he's not going to just brush that off and go on and try and be like he used to be. I think he's horrified by that person he became.
Yeah.
I think
but he wants to see Trump get his just desserts.
Yeah.
Why did he go to jail and Trump went off walking free?
Yeah, he
walked away from him. He didn't offer to do anything.
Well, they told that other guy, the CPA or whoever always worked with Trump.
Weiselberg.
Yeah, they did first with Cohen. They paid for all his attorneys. And the minute he started talking, they got rid of him. So he had no help. And the same thing with Weiselberg. He'll get help, legal help, until he turns. And then
then it's gone. All right. So we have 2 more demons left. We have Giuliani and McCarthy.
Oh.
So let's talk about the other lawyer that's going down for Trump.
Giuliani, poor
Giuliani.
It's so pathetic. It really is.
It actually is. It's not one that gives you sort of warm and fuzzy glee. It's kind of awful. Just like watching it disintegrate in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
He just reminds me of that creepy, gross, slimy, don't ever sit next to him uncle.
Yeah. Well,
stay far away from him, especially if you're a young girl. Do not go sit next to him.
No.
Yeah. Trying to get some light in here, you guys. There you go. Okay, so let's look at Giuliani. It's midnight out here. What the hell you guys got me up so late?
We're partying, Linda. Party in the house.
Okay, here we go.
Look, God.
Yeah, go for it, Lena.
Oh, okay. Look, I think he's actually clinically mad. I do, because he thinks still on some level everything's all right.
Right.
You know, which says madness to be a lawyer and actually look at his situation. You know, he's that deluded. He keeps burning through people, you know, going round and round saying, you know, just defend me, defend me. I think there's a problem, well, you know, staying awake at night. He's torn between his rational self that is worried and his irrational self that isn't. This is the problem. Like, even in the course of one day, he goes between these two states, and he's going to run out of money.
Yeah, I mean, could he be looking at jail time, or is he going to get sick?
Yeah, well, it's always a race, isn't it? Oh, I feel it coming on.
I don't even think that that Trump, he can get a hold of Trump. I don't think Trump is really having much to do with him. I think Trump may give him some sympathy, but he's not going to move forward. He's at the crossroads. Sure. He's trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
No money. The money is going right out the pot.
Yeah.
But he's it's very sad.
And I think with your retreat card too, it could be, which is what I've always seen for Trump, he could end up in an upmarket facility rather than jail. It'll be a mental health thing and he'll be locked up.
Because let me tell you, he could be a homeless man on the street. That's where he's.
Yeah. Look, he'd be lucky if he was locked up. And who's going to pay the bills? Because his kids don't like him.
Oh, his one son wants to connect himself to him so he can run for mayor of New York. Good luck with that, you little creep.
Yeah, and he's a tool too.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Well, you know, the weird thing about that is I got the 10 of cups and I thought, this doesn't sound right. But then I got the delusion card.
Yeah, right. Thinks it's all right.
I'm like, he really does.
He
throws out the illusion, the lie, everything's fine, everything's good. I have done nothing wrong. These days I'm being prosecuted. I'm such a victim, because he has the battle and the weary. He's really getting tired. The Knight of Swords, the legal problems are really tearing him down. And he also has the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords, as I pick this up and the look at it, it's almost like I'm ready to die, but he's not the suicide kind.
No.
But he's ready to be done. I mean, he's weary. I mean, this card, the Nine of Wands, you know, he's very weary about all of this. The Ace of Swords, the breakthrough, the truth is coming through, and he can't lie about it, and he can't shove it under the rug anymore. Whatever was underneath the moon and all the lies are coming forth, because I got the Ace of Swords. So the truth and all of that is coming, and there's nothing he can do. But he still tries in his mind, he has this one spot where he thinks everything is fine.
Yeah.
Have you ever met those people? Like, your house is burning.
Yeah.
But everything's fine. It's like they're taking away all of your stuff because you couldn't afford it. No, everything's fine. This is him.
And that's the alcohol too. It's interesting. We didn't get cards of alcohol, but that's, my life is a hellscape. And then drink. It's fine.
I think the alcoholism came up in this card right here.
Could be, yeah.
Where it talks about the pain and the sorrow and the weariness and stuff like that. But you're right. I didn't get like an actual, but he is highly addicted and he is drunk. They say, the rumor is that he is literally drunk 24/7.
That's what they were talking about.
He does not take a sober breath.
Yeah. While he's in the White House, Jared couldn't stand him. We're wishing he'd go away because he was creating all these conspiracy theories. And then the other one who's a big drunk is Bannon.
Oh yeah.
He
doesn't even wear it. He looks it.
He looks at those swords. He's bad.
Red face, red eyes. He looks like hammered shit.
And then the last but not least was McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yes, McCarthy. Let's do McCarthy, and then I think maybe a little draw on Trump, and then we'll call it a day. How's that?
Okay. So quick one. What do we want to know about McCarthy?
Just what's his future?
Sorry?
His future.
What's his future? Yeah.
He thinks he's going to be king. What's going to happen to him?
He wants to be Speaker of the House so bad that he's just walking around, I want to be it. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Kevin McCarthy. It is Kevin McCarthy, isn't it? Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, what's going on for you?
Mr. Kevin McCarthy, magician, power.
Huh.
Power hungry. But he's gonna do anything he wants to get to anything. What do you got? What do you got?
On the battlefield.
Well, yeah. 6 of Swords. Yeah.
I can't use the word SHUT. Is shut up and go, because his outcome is being trapped in his own. He did this to himself.
Yeah.
And there's like no patience coming towards him. Like people are done. People are done with him. He looks like a fool. He's going to make not that he already hasn't, but he's going to go down. You know what's going to happen in 2022? I don't care what anybody says, and I could be totally wrong, but I see Dems winning.
Yeah.
And they were all, oh yeah, we got this. We finagled everything. It's in our pocket. And I see red states will still be red states, but I see them even trying to pull a fast one, like with Arizona, and the Supreme Court saying, nada, can't do that.
Not again.
Was voted in. You can't just arbitrarily decide, well, now we really don't want that person. So I'm seeing that he loses, and this is when they all have to do this to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Because we lost, sucker, and we don't need to be affiliated with you. Who's going to run for president? No, we lost because of you.
Yeah. And they haven't quite admitted that to themselves yet. It's going to be 2022 before they really can't pretend anymore.
Right.
But for McCarthy, he's evaluating and scheming how he can, get to the next leg. Unfortunately, that involves, he might have a few addictions too, actually. He might have some skeletons in the closet, that we haven't heard about yet. But the only thing that matters, outcome, broken heart.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So let's sprint through now.
He has that feeling of, have you ever went to a family dinner, and you have that one relative, that older, usually an uncle, that sits there and replays his college years or his football years, and this is where he lives, right? That's where he lives in that.
Yeah, things were good in 1962. Yep.
Right.
Yes.
Well, so I just heard while you were talking, I saw him talking to a crowd of people and going to a rally. And the only reason he does this is how less of a backbone he has, that he's doing all this and backing Trump because he thinks it'll give him something as well as money. That Green, all those crazies, they're getting tons of monies for being a clown act.
Yes.
And he's dabbling in it. He thinks, well, if I go over here, you see, I'm going to get a big amount of money. So no.
And he's so jealous of the support and the loyalty that Trump drew. He can't stand himself over it. He wants that drunken power as well. And this is who he is. He's that little magician, right? He wants that power. He's drunk with power. He can't stand that being habit. And the reason why I brought up he's that person that kind of lives in that old, like in his college years or his football years, is because back in the day, every time a president of a certain Republican Party or Democratic Party won the election, usually in the midterms, the other party gained seats because everybody's pissed off because this president won. Well, what they are not realizing is we are taking a temperature on. We are so aware of everything now because have you ever really, really voted in the midterms? Was that really anything that we ever paid attention to? Not really, but we are now. And
yeah.
So they're forgetting. They're thinking
massive.
They think that it's going to be just like all the other years that they gain in. That's the reason why they keep on saying we're going to get it back, because this is how it's always been. Well, let me tell you something. The Hanged Man, we're done with you. The Hanged Man comes in. We have the Magician. We saw how you played out. We saw your little creepiness. And I see walking away, like they do not gain in much more. And I also see the Nine of Swords. They have done it to themselves over and over again. They do not realize how much the Democrats are on top of this. We know that there's a major re-election on all of the Republican senators and whoever's up and, you know, whatever. We are aware now. Thank you, Trump, for that. To be honest.
Yeah. So read on him and for our last.
Yep, read on. Let's see where he's at.
I haven't read on him for ages, so it'll be interesting to tune in.
Yeah, about 5 more minutes. So you got 5 more minutes, Linda, and then we'll get out of here. Okay.
Yeah, 5, and then we'll go.
Thank you so much.
Oh no, my pleasure.
And I'm gonna post up this as a video, and I'm gonna have like a little cute little thing going for, in the beginning, and then a little thing at the end. So you guys, and I can edit a little bit of it out, you know, like low times or whatever. But yeah.
Oh, you're good.
It's gonna be cool.
Any of that stuff?
No, come.
Let me tell you, I learned by fire hose.
Yes, if there's a mistake or a cut one, that's it. It's on there.
Yeah, that's right. I turn it on and turn it off.
And I enjoy the fancy. I enjoy the fancy. Okay, Mr.
Okay, let's look at Trump.
Negative 45. Oh, 7 of Swords.
He's not as he kind of knows things are tick-tocking because he's got trouble coming. He's got trouble coming. He's got to say, packing his stuff and getting ready to go. He's got a judge looking at him. You know who else is going to get him? Is that woman he assaulted in the dressing room. I don't know why she just flashed before me.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Ooh.
Never ever gets good cards.
Oh, wow.
He's getting ready to get sick too.
Yeah.
He realizes it sucks. I feel like you said he may even fake a breakdown, but something.
Yeah. Never go to jail. Will I go, Sheila? Sorry, have you finished, Linda?
I'm done.
Yeah. I've got that he's still sort of wheeling and dealing and, you know, just trying to get money from any source to pay for his own legal bills. Justice coming down hard on his lily white buttocks, as I call it. The 2 knights, but we've got the false knight here with the Knight of Cups. And what rocks his boat is revenge.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's the thing he gets out of bed in the morning for.
Yes.
You know, not building anything, just taking revenge on people. He feels hard done by. Here we have, you know, this one at the top of you know, everyone's at me. And he will be totally exposed. We've always joked the emperor with no clothes, you know, right from the beginning. And I think we're going to see him, forgive me, naked. I mean, you know, in that sense, it's really going to peel away.
Right.
I agree. I got the 7 of Swords, of course, the backstabbing and the backstabbing. He's going to realize that he doesn't have as much loyalty as he really wanted, because his fate is coming his way, and we also have that hard work, that 7 of Pentacles, the hard work. They're hardworking at getting him. This is the 7 of Pentacles would come up, and usually 7 of Pentacles is a wonderful one, but you know, it's that hard work paying off, what we are doing as a country, what all of the lawyers and all that hard work is paying off, because he has to move on. He has the heartbreak and then the conflict in the 5 of Swords. So his future is, I wouldn't want to be him.
No,
you couldn't pay me enough to be this man.
And the thing is too, he's been so awful to other Republicans. You know what I mean? Like he just burns bridges as he goes through the day.
Yeah, he just threw McConnell. Did you hear how
he always talks?
He's been doing that for 2 years. He's just got more and more vicious. But there's no more seasoned campaigner, much as we might detest him, than McConnell.
Right.
All right. So thank you so much. I've been. Yes, thank you. Thanks, everyone. Yay! And we'll do this again, either September or October, whatever you guys. I love doing it.
Absolutely, that would be fun. Thank you so much. Great to see you guys.
Good to see you guys. I gotta run.